The opposition boycotted the president's address to the National Assembly on Thursday, but returned to the chambers once the president had addressed the House and left. For the opposition leader Bharrat Jagdeo, the walkout was important since it was meant to send a very strong signal to the executive that constitutional safeguards must not be treated lightly. The party's action was centered around one man, Carville Duncan. Duncan is presently before a tribunal to ascertain his future in several constitutional posts.
We believe the whole affair surrounding Carville Duncan does not exhibit any of the fair treatment that is required in this case.
But even though opposition MPs were not in the House, they were listening keenly to the president's speech. Jagdeo said that had they not walked for the Duncan issue, they were going to walk anyway because of the contents of President Granger's address. The president had referred to some unforgettable experiences and frightening evidence which characterized a decade which was narcotics-driven and bloody.
It was a time of arbitrary arrests, of disappearances, of torture of young men, of the surge in armed robbery, of narco-trafficking and gun running. During that first deadly decade, there were 1,317 murders and 7,865 armed robberies, 2 armed robberies a day.
So he starts off in a very hostile way, talking about the decade of the Troubles. And he laid all of this directly at the feet of the People's Progressive Party, not at the feet of the drug dealers, not at the feet of the insurgents that APNU adopted.
It was at the very time when Jagdeo was in office. But according to the president, it is owed to future generations that the remaining months and days of this year are used to build bridges across the abyss of discord.
And let us hope, despite the absence of the opposition today, we will continue to search for and find avenues for compromise and consensus.
You're all criminals. You left us a bad economy. Your environmental policy was terrible, clueless. Then he repeats all of what he believes are original ideas. They're not, there are policies. And then says, I still think there's room for us to work. He said this many times. It's all rhetoric.
Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.